The classroom was loud, as it always was during lunch break. Students laughed, argued, showed off their latest achievements to anyone who would listen. In the back corner, almost invisible to everyone, sat a boy named Marcus Chen. While his classmates competed for attention, Marcus had his headphones on, typing lines of code into his laptop. Nobody asked what he was working on. Nobody cared. And that was exactly how Marcus wanted it. Because Marcus had learned something that most people spend their entire lives never understanding. In a world obsessed with talking, the real power belongs to those who simply do the work. Marcus wasn't born understanding this truth. There was a time when he desperately wanted to be like everyone else. Popular, noticed, heard. He would lie awake at night rehearsing things to say, planning jokes that might make people laugh, imagining scenarios where he would finally matter. But every morning, when he walked into school, the words would die in his throat. He watched other students command attention effortlessly, and he felt like a ghost. His teachers said he lacked confidence. His classmates forgot his name. Even at home, his exhausted parents, working double shifts just to pay rent, sometimes overlooked their quiet son who never complained about anything. But being invisible taught Marcus something that popularity never could. When no one is watching, you're free to become whoever you want to be. When no one expects anything from you, every achievement becomes a surprise. So, Marcus made a decision that changed everything. He stopped trying to be seen and started building something worth seeing. Every morning at 5 a.m., while his classmates dreamed about success, Marcus was running through empty streets, training his discipline. While others posted motivational quotes about their goals, Marcus was actually working toward his, alone in the dark, with no audience, no cheerleaders, no validation except his own. Then everything changed when Derek transferred to their school. Derek was everything Marcus wasn't: confident, charismatic, magnetic. Within 1 week, Derek had more friends than Marcus had made in 3 years. Derek talked constantly about his dreams, how he would start a business, how he would become a millionaire, how he would revolutionize technology. People gathered around him like he was already successful, captivated by his vision and his certainty. Marcus watched from the shadows and felt something unexpected. Not jealousy, but clarity. Derek had a vision board filled with dreams. Marcus had a functioning prototype. Derek knew how to sell an idea. Marcus knew how to build reality. And Marcus understood something crucial. The world doesn't remember who talked the best. It remembers who built something that mattered. When the school announced a competition for the best innovation project, with a $10,000 scholarship as the prize, Derek immediately became the favorite. He organized a presentation in the cafeteria that looked like a tech company product launch. He unveiled his plan to create a revolutionary social media platform for students, complete with market research, business plans, and projections that made him sound like he was already a CEO. The crowd was stunned. Even teachers congratulated him, treating him like he had already won. Meanwhile, Marcus said nothing about his own project. People asked if he was entering the competition, and he simply said yes. They laughed, assuming quiet Marcus could never compete with charismatic Derek. For 3 months, the school watched Derek's journey with fascination. He gave weekly updates, posted content about entrepreneurship, conducted surveys and focus groups. His mock-ups looked absolutely professional. Everyone was convinced he would win. Meanwhile, Marcus disappeared. He stopped socializing entirely. The computer lab became his second home. While Derek was building hype, Marcus was building code. While Derek perfected his presentation, Marcus perfected his product. While Derek collected followers, Marcus collected real data from actual users testing his application. The competition day arrived, and the auditorium was packed. Derek presented first, and he was magnificent. His presentation was flawless. His vision was inspiring. He painted a picture of a platform that would connect millions of students and generate millions in revenue. The applause was thunderous. It seemed impossible that anyone could follow that performance. Then, Marcus walked to the front. He didn't have impressive slides or a memorized speech. He simply connected his laptop to the projector and said 6 words. "I'd like to show you something." What appeared on the screen wasn't a vision or a plan or a promise. It was a fully functioning artificial intelligence tutoring platform that was already working. Marcus showed proof that 50 students from their own school had been using it for 2 months. He displayed before and after test scores. Students failing math were now getting A's. Students struggling with reading had improved by 2 grade levels. Marcus hadn't just built technology. He had built something that was already changing lives. The auditorium fell completely silent. The kind of silence that happens when people realize they've been looking at everything wrong. Derek had talked about changing education. Marcus had actually done it. The judges deliberated for only 15 minutes. Marcus Chen won unanimously. But the real victory wasn't the scholarship. It was watching everyone understand the lesson Marcus had been living all along. Words without action are just noise. Dreams without work are fantasies. As Marcus accepted his award, he looked at Derek sitting in the 3rd row. Their eyes met, and Marcus saw something unexpected. Not anger, but respect and understanding. After the ceremony, Derek approached Marcus and asked a simple question. "How did you do it?" Marcus looked at him and saw himself from years ago, the boy desperate to be noticed. Marcus could have gloated, but instead, he told the truth. "You spent 3 months talking about what you were going to do. I spent 3 months actually doing it. That's the only difference." Derek stood there, absorbing those words. Then, he thanked Marcus. "I needed to hear that. I've been so focused on looking successful that I forgot to actually be successful." That conversation changed Derek's life. He stopped posting daily updates about his goals and started working on them. 6 months later, Derek launched his own app. Not the revolutionary platform he'd talked about, but something smaller and real. A scheduling app for student athletes. It wasn't world-changing, but it worked, and that was enough. Derek learned what Marcus already knew. Quiet progress beats loud promises every single time. Marcus's scholarship led to a mentorship with Sarah Liu, a tech entrepreneur who had built and sold a company for $200 million. Sarah saw something rare in Marcus, not talent or genius, but relentless consistency. She told him something he never forgot. "Marcus, the world is full of talented people who never succeed because talent without consistency is wasted potential. You're not the smartest person I've met, but you're the most consistent. And consistency always beats talent in the long run." During college, Marcus faced his biggest challenge. His tutoring app had grown to 20 schools when a major education technology company launched a direct competitor with $10 million in funding, 50 engineers, and massive marketing budgets. Everyone told Marcus he was finished. How could a college student compete with that? The smart move, they said, was to quit gracefully. Marcus listened to all this advice, then ignored every word. While the competing company spent millions on advertising, Marcus did something revolutionary. He asked his users what they actually wanted. He sent surveys, read every feedback comment, and joined tutoring sessions to watch how students really used his app. The big company had built what they thought students needed. Marcus built what students actually wanted. He made his app simpler, more intuitive, more focused on solving the core problem. It wasn't flashy or innovative. It was just better at actually helping students learn. And slowly, without any marketing, students started switching back to Marcus's app. They told their friends. Teachers noticed better results. Within 1 year, the competition was over. The big company shut down their education division. Marcus's app had won. Not because it was louder or prettier or better funded. It won because Marcus cared more. Investors started calling, and with Sarah's guidance, Marcus learned to accept help. But he approached fundraising differently than most entrepreneurs. He didn't exaggerate numbers or make unrealistic projections. He showed exactly what his app did and how it helped students. When investors asked about his 5-year plan, he told the truth. "I don't know exactly what will happen. What I know is I'll wake up every morning and make this better than yesterday. I'll do that every day for 5 years. Where that leads, I can't promise. But the work will get done." Most investors walked away wanting grand visions, but a few recognized something special. Marcus wasn't selling a dream. He was offering a partnership built on reality. One investor wrote him a $5 million check, saying, "I'm not investing in your app. I'm investing in your character. That's worth betting on." Marcus hired carefully, building a team of quiet builders who believed results speak louder than resumes. His company culture became legendary. No meetings without agendas, no projects without measurable goals, no promises without delivery plans. 5 years later, Marcus's app served 2 million students across 40 countries. But he measured success differently than most CEOs. He didn't celebrate when his company hit a $100 million valuation. He celebrated the single mother who emailed saying his app helped her daughter pass algebra, graduate high school, and break the cycle of poverty. Marcus's office wall was covered with thousands of these emails, each one a reminder that quiet work matters more than loud self-promotion. Marcus was invited back to speak at his high school. The auditorium was packed with students expecting an inspirational speech. Instead, Marcus spoke for only 10 minutes, sharing a truth he wished someone had told him years ago. "I'm going to tell you something nobody else will. You don't need to be confident to start. You don't need to be ready to begin. You don't need to feel motivated to take action. Those are lies that keep people stuck. Here's the truth. You start before you're confident. You begin before you're ready. You take action when you don't feel motivated. That's the only secret." He showed them the first version of his app. It was terrible. Ugly design, clunky interface, full of bugs. The students laughed with relief. Their hero had started with something embarrassing. "This is what I actually launched," Marcus explained. "It was awful, but it existed. And I could improve something that existed. I couldn't improve an idea trapped in my head. Version 1 doesn't need to be good. It just needs to exist." A quiet boy in the back raised his hand, reminding Marcus of himself. "Mr. Chen, I'm like you. Quiet. Everyone tells me I need to change, to be more outgoing. Did you ever feel like your personality was holding you back?" Marcus walked to the edge of the stage and said the words he wished he'd heard years ago. "Your personality isn't holding you back. The world's misunderstanding of it is. We celebrate extroverts, but some of the most successful people were introverts. Bill Gates, Warren Buffett. They succeeded because they used quietness as strength. While everyone else talked, they thought. While others socialized, they learned. While others sought attention, they sought mastery." His voice grew passionate. "Don't change who you are. The world has plenty of loud people. What it desperately needs is more quiet builders. Your silence is a superpower. While they're talking about what they'll do, you're doing it. While they build their brand, you build your skills. While they collect followers, you collect results. Results always win." The boy sat down, and Marcus saw something powerful in his eyes. Not just hope, but belief. Belief that maybe he didn't need to change to matter. After the speech, Marcus noticed a girl working alone on a laptop. He walked over. "What are you working on?" She showed him a partially built homework organization app. It was rough and unfinished, exactly where Marcus's app had been at that stage. "This is really good," Marcus said honestly. "Launch it within 2 weeks." Her hands shook. "But it won't be ready." Marcus smiled. "It won't be ready. That's exactly why you need to launch it. Launch before you're ready. That's when real growth happens." He gave her his card. "Email me when you launch." 10 years after that high school competition, Marcus gave a keynote at the world's largest tech conference. 20,000 people attended. 5 million watched online. Standing on that massive stage, Marcus spoke from his heart. "I'm not a great speaker or natural leader. I'm just someone who refused to stop working. That's the whole secret. I didn't talk about building something great. I built it, one line of code at a time, one student at a time, for 10 years, every single day. That's how you change the world. Not with grand speeches, but with quiet, relentless, consistent action." He continued, "I see many of you feeling pressure to promote yourselves, to be loud about your work. If that's natural for you, wonderful. But if it's not, hear this. You don't need to change. Keep building, keep improving, keep helping people. Let your work speak. Because nobody remembers the best talkers. They remember the best builders." He paused. 10 years ago, I was a quiet kid who felt invisible. I thought my silence was weakness. I was wrong. It was my strength. So to every quiet person watching, every introvert who feels inadequate, every builder who feels invisible, you are enough. Your work matters. Keep going. One day, your work will speak so loudly, everyone will have to listen. The applause lasted 5 minutes, but Marcus's eyes searched for the quiet ones in the back. The ones who needed to hear they didn't have to become someone else to succeed. That night, Derek messaged him. "You're still teaching me what real success looks like. Thank you for being exactly who you are." Marcus smiled and typed 2 words. "Keep building." The story of Marcus Chen is a reminder to everyone who has ever felt overlooked or invisible. Your silence can be your strength. Your consistency can be your superpower. Your work can be your voice. The world doesn't need more people talking about what they'll do someday. It needs people who quietly, relentlessly do the work. So stop talking, start building, let your work speak. Because in the end, that's the only voice that truly matters.